annual collection. So yeah, this is something that I do for years now and didn't really get enough time to do so. And I decided, why not do a annual collection? Like, I don't really have that much video ideas, to be honest. I mean, I do, but yeah. So I just decided to do this because why not? Yeah, it's really rare that I do collection videos these days. Like I know I've been saying it over and over again that I'll be bringing it back, but guys, let's be real. I'm probably not gonna, cause yeah, a lot of events happening in my life at the moment that most of them have to be put on hold. So yeah, but that's besides the point. So today I'm going to be showing you all the annuals from 2009 up to next year, 2024. So I don't have the other annuals, the ones from the the first one from 1979, I think, to 2008. I also don't have the 2015 annual, but I might get them, but we'll see. So the only ones I have are the ones from 2009 to 2014 and the ones from 2016 onwards. So that's the ones that I have. So yeah, and every year when a new annual comes out, I'm going to be doing a collection with these. And yeah, like this year it'll contain the 2024 annual. Next year we'll have the 2025. The year after that will be the one from 2026, and the list goes on. So yeah, and who knows, I might get past annuals, the ones from that were released prior to 2009. And the only one that I don't have from this one is the 2015 one, which for some reason I didn't get it, but who knows, maybe someday I will. But it's really rare to find them Thomas annuals in stores, but we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah. So and I was clearing out the attic the other day, and I just decided to take these annuals out, and I was thinking, I might do a collection on these, and there I am. So, yeah. So, without wasting time, let's begin this collection, starting off with the 2009 one, which is the only full model one that I have. So, yeah, as you can see, it has the original model of Thomas. And this one was released back in 2008. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, 2008 this was released. So yeah, and this was the last one to contain the full model of this, not containing any CGI at all. That's something that we'll get to next. So yeah, and I've had this for a very long time, and over time it hasn't aged well. Well, not the book, but the way it looks. See, we'll get to it when we look at the pages. Anyways, I believe this was the first one that I have, but that I had, but yeah. All right, so here's the front, spine, and the back, and here we have all the original Steam team members, except for Gordon for some reason. Maybe they didn't have enough room for him. Oh well. And now let's have a look at the pages. Here's the contents, the engine roll call, the introduction of some of the other characters. Here we have Ding-a-Ling, which is one of the stories in this, and Fearless Freddy, which you can color him, Thomas Set Sail, and most of these are from Series 11. Spot the Difference, Percy and the Left Luggage, Hurry Percy, Happy Thomas, Thomas in the Runaway Car, The Runaway Car Quiz. Yeah. Read a Story, which is basically Thomas and the Runaway Car. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Engines, Numbers, and Names. Highsmith, the Parody Maker. Toby's Triumph. And here we have Messy Toby, which you can color him. Cool Truckings. And Counting Fun. And here we have an advertisement for magazines and the toys that comes with it, which I miss those days where they used to have these kind of magazines. Like, I miss those days. So yeah, so that's basically what's in this annual. And yeah, and you can tell that my drawing here wasn't the best here. I mean, I was like very young when I got this, so I didn't have much common sense back then that I have now. So basically most of these are scribbles, but yeah. But that's besides the point. Overall, this is a really good annual. So yeah. And the next one that I have is the annual 2010. So yeah, this is the first and only one to contain the Series 12 version of Thomas. So yeah. And this was released in 2009, a year before the 65th anniversary. So yeah. So here's the front spine. There might be a few rips here, but oh well. And here we have the back with Percy, James, and Thomas with their CGI faces. Now let's look at the pages. And here we have the contents. An introduction to the annual. Thomas's alphabet. And again, this book is very, very scribbly. But I'm still going to keep those books just for childhood memories. Here we have Spot the Difference with Thomas and Hank. Thomas in Trouble. And again, this includes Series 11 stories. Follow the Tracks. Duncan Does It All. Duncan's Story Quiz. Hide and Peep. Who's Hiding? Read a Story, which is basically Hide and Peep again. And I predicted that Big Mickey was going to have a face. Like, as you can see here, I drew a smiley face on Big Mickey, which is pretty coinciding, if you ask me. Gordon and the Engineer, which has Donald and Douglas. Fine Fort, which is a good reference to Gordon's number, by the way. Dream On, which for some reason I wrote Dream Off. No, it's a bit silly, but I was young back then, so I didn't really know that well. And for some reason I drew faces on the ones that didn't, on some of the rolling stock that didn't have faces, and I drew hands on the characters and different expressions. Like, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me back then. Anyways, here's Look Closely. Edward and the Mail. Parcel Puzzles, Two the Same. And we have Color Percy, which I think I did a really good job on coloring him, if if I'm being honest. And here is an advertisement for the you and the birthday prize, which I actually have one of these, by the way, which has me and my brother's name on it, which, yeah. And here I wrote, YouTube poop and the birthday surprise. Gosh, I don't know what the heck was wrong with me back then. Overall, not a bad annual by any means. Like, I used to have another copy of this, but I gave it to my school. Because, yeah. I just didn't feel like owning two of them. But I just decided to the school anyway. Because, why not? And I'm gonna keep this one for childhood nostalgia. So yeah, so that's the end of the model annuals, which are the only two that I have. Now we're going to be moving on to and this was released in 2009. So yeah. Anyways, the next annual that we have, and it's the first full CGI annual, and it's the 2011 one. So yeah. Here we have the full CGI of Thomas. And I really like the cover of this. I think it looks pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have a really cool map of Sodor. Here we have some of the engines. It's very nice. I really like the 2D artwork on this. I think it looks pretty unique. So yeah, here we have the contents and the introduction from Thomas. And here we have the description of each characters. And here we have the map of Sodor, which I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah. And here we have the Fat Controller's test, which most of these are pretty obvious, isn't it? Here we have Hero Helps Out. And most of these stories on this are going to be from series 13 to the same, Counting Fun, which I really like that the fact that they haven't entirely neglected to add the original models into this annual. Like, I still like it that they still included them, even though this at that point the show was in completely full CGI. And here we have Thomas names and numbers. And here we have the first 7 engines. You know, Creaky Cranky. Spot the Difference with Thomas and Charlie. Engine Parts. Which Piece? The Lion of Sodor. Story Quiz. Name Game. Color Birdie, which, to be honest, sorry, I'm just reading. I don't really care about it that much, to be honest. Anyway, as I was saying, I haven't really done a good job on Birdie, to be honest, but at least I tried. And here we have Thomas and the Kite, which the actual episode is Thomas and the Runaway Kite. So yeah, and it's a mini story, close-ups, Thomas and the Pigs, Milk Maze, Memory Test, Snow Tracks, Who's Next, Color Thomas, which again I didn't do well on. And here we have the sing-along song, which is the engine roll call. And here we have an advertisement for some books, and there's another Color Thomas. So yeah, here we have this map again. So yeah, that was the 2011 annual, and I think this annual is really good. Like, I really like it. Despite the stories on this, most of them are shit. But other than that, I think this annual's really good. So yeah. And here we have the 2012 annual. So yeah. And yeah, released in 2011. And the 2011 one was released in 2010. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back with James, Percy, and Sir Topham Hatt. Here we have the Steam, and here we have contents, an introduction of Thomas, and here we have the description of each characters. And again, this will include series 13 episodes, which we have the Early Bird, which is one of them, Story Quiz, Double Trouble, Perfect Pairs, Heroes Jigsaw, Read a Story, which is Playtime. I wrote some bad words on this, mind you. Like, had Thomas aboard, shut up. Like, I don't know why I read that. And I wrote for some reason. Don't know why. And here we have Thomas's teaser, True for False. And when I read this when I was young, I always laughed at the fact that Henry can fly. Like, I think that's pretty silly that Henry can fly. So yeah. Tickled Pink. Colored James, which is completely unfinished, mind you. The Odd One Out. Spot the Difference. Biggest Present, which the actual episode is the biggest present of all, which is the grand return of Hero. Cranes, Planes, and Trains. And we also have Jeremy on this. So yeah. And we have today's deliveries, Missing Letters, which obviously the one is O, because all these engines here have O in their names. Henry's Good Deeds. And here we have Engine Faces, Shadow Match. And for some reason I gave Kevin 6 wheels. Don't know why. Here we have Excellent Emily, which is pretty much a reference to the Series 12 episode, which this year is from a different shot, which I don't know which is from. And here we have Join the Dots, which you can color Thomas in as well. And we also have an advertisement for Take and Play. So yeah. So yeah, that was the 2012 annual. Honestly, it may not be as great as the other annuals, but it's still pretty good. Okay. I haven't really watch TV that much anymore, to be honest, so I don't really care about Virgin Media Tree that much anymore. I mean, the fact that they don't show Tree Kids anymore is, like, I don't know why they stopped it, but hey. Or maybe they could have done a separate channel for it. Like, they could have put it on the kids section, like how they did with RT Junior and CBeebies. But what can you do? Anyways, here we have the 2013 annual, which was released in 2012. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. We have Thomas, Percy, James, Jeremy, and Sir Topham Hatt. And here we have all the characters that we had at the time. Here we have the contents. And here we have Thomas. which we have some facts about him, and you can even color him and write his name in. Top 10 engines. And what I like about that this includes Duck, Donald, and Douglas, which this was very surprising. Like, I thought they were going to include Emily, Rosie, and Hero on this, but no, they actually went out of their way to include the three fan favorites, which are Duck, Donald, and Douglas. Unfortunately, Oliver's not in this, but oh well. But hey, this is a hope for the future, which Duck would return, which I think it would have been appropriate for Duck to appear in the. He would return later in that year, and Donald and Douglas would return in 2015. So yeah, and here we have Sing with Thomas, which is a short version of the roll call. Road, Air, and Sea, or C, the biggest present of all, which we've seen in the previous annual, but it's a shortened one. Wrestling Rods, Truth or False, and we also have a picture from Thomas and Scarlowi's Big Day Out from Series 10, which was pretty cool. I mean, not the episode itself, but it is cool that they still include the original models, even though the Faith was going extinct pretty soon. But we'll get there. Making Sir Topham's hat. Imagine if they called it Making Sir Topham's hat. Like, I think it'd make more sense, but oh well. And here we have Cranky, which has some trivia about him, and you can even color him as well, which is cool. Down at the Docks, Creaky Cranky, which we've seen in the 2011 annual. So I don't know why they're reusing stories from previous annuals. And here we have Victor, Sodor Seaside, Captain, which we have facts about him. Kevin and Victor's Maze, Spot the Difference, Make Jeremy the Jet, Hero, and again we have Hero helps out. We have Really Useful Thomas, which can color at the engine sheds. We have facts about With, another facts file, the Animal Park, Make Engine Cakes, Gordon facts. I swear, if I see another facts page, then I'm gonna rage. Not really, but it's a joke. Search and Rescue, Make the Fat Controller, which here are the tips that you can make it. Another one, which is Rocky. And we have another story, for once it's not a Series 13 one, which we have Gordon's Shortcut from Series 12. So that's a nice breath of fresh air. Tipping Top Coloring, which for some reason I drew Mario's hat on Sir Topham's hat. I don't know why I did it, I just thought it was funny. And Thomas's Special Delivery, and we have another advertisement for Take Along, and this Harold, Search and Rescue Harold, and we also have a Trackmaster advertisement for the Titmuss Sheds. So yeah, that was the 2013 annual. Honestly, not as great as the other annuals, because they had stories that they added in the other two annuals that I showed, which were the 2011 and 12 one, which I don't know why they couldn't add in different stories, like they could have added in stories from series 14 or 15, but yeah, at least we got one story that we haven't seen yet, which was Gordon Takes a Shortcut. So yeah, And this is also the last one to well, not really, but we'll get there. So yeah, moving on to the 2014 annual, which was released in 2013, and we have Railway, which was the movie coming out the same year this was released. So yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back. Here we have Thomas, Percy, Harold, Flynn, and Spencer. So yeah, and now let's look at the pages, the contents. Meet Thomas, which are some facts about him, and all about his his engine body. And you can also color in Thomas again. And here we have Happy Birthday, Sir. Birthday quiz. Meet Gordon. Steam into trouble. Close call. Jigsaw jumble. Money matters. Counting sheep. Special deliveries. Meet Percy. Birthday time. Spot the difference. Meet James. Pink picture. Which I think we're gonna have more meet characters in this, but we'll see how it goes. The odd one out. Shadow match. And here we have Meet Hero. And you can also draw his home country, which obviously it's Japan. Station spot. King of the Railway, read a story, which I believe this is the first annual to contain that you can read a story from a special. I think it's the only one too, but we'll see when we go. Yeah, that's a big surprise. Here we have Meet Stephen. Design a badge or a crest, as they call it. So yeah, Maze, My Maze. Meet Spencer, Time Speed. A cheeky Thomas costume. And 1, 2, 3, go! And we have Meet Emily, Excellent Emily, and another Emily one, which is Emily's Winter Party, which the actual episode is called Emily's Winter Party Special. But oh well. And My Present. And here we have the Thomas song, which is another version of which is the other half of the engine roll call. So yeah. And at that time, Emily didn't have a number, which the very last season of the show, which you probably know, she later got number 12. And here we have the answers to the questions and the Thomas Reader Survey 2014. And yeah, pretty basic stuff. And here we have an advertisement for some annuals. So yeah. So that was the 2013 annual. Honestly, I think it's a lot better than the 2014. I think this one's a lot better than the other year because it just reused stories again. But unlike this one, we had different stories. Series 16 in particular, and also King of the Railway. So yeah. And I also had another copy of this, but I gave it to my school. So yeah. And unlike the other ones I have, this one's still in good condition. Well, in a way, but oh well. So yeah, as I said, I don't have the 2015 annual, but I do have the 2016 one, which was released in 2015. And it's featuring Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, which was the new movie that year. And this one was to collaborate with the 70th anniversary of the franchise that year. So yeah. So here's the front. And I like from this annual onwards, well, except for the 2019 one, that it's completely Christmas themed. Which most of these annuals were released at the end of the year, and some of these were released during Christmas time. Well, almost Christmas time, but yeah. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have a nice Christmas picture of Thomas and Sir Topham Hatt and a little boy there. So yeah, and we also have the 70th anniversary logo. So yeah, man, 2015 was a good year for Thomas, wasn't it? And this was also the first annual that I wrote my description here. Like, I was 10 when I got this. And here we have the contents. Steam Team, which is another engine roll call. And here we have Meet the Engines. Reg, which Reg isn't an engine, he's a crane. He's more of a diesel crane, to be exact. But yeah, I don't know why they said Meet the Engine. They could have said Meet the Crane, but oh well. And here we have The Perfect Gift, which is the first Brenner story on this. And here we have Decoration from Scrap, Christmas color. Here we have Duck in the Water, and we also have Bulstrode here, which is really surprising. The Shadow Match, I Spy with Spencer, Thomas and the Emergency Cable. Sorry, Spot and See, Jigsaw Jumbo, Meet the Engine, Marion, and we also get a model series Alfie in this, which unfortunately this is the last annual to feature the original models, because at that point the Thomas and Friends series was completely CGI, so it's gone to that point that they are just completely forgetting about the original models. But not entirely, because at that time we were getting references and they were bringing back old characters from the original series, so I'm glad they didn't completely neglect them. So yeah. And here we have Marion and the Dinosaurs, which is the introduction of Samson here. Quiz time, very fast engines, spot the difference. Treasure Maze, which is based on Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. The Pirate Flag, Emily Saves the World. All Over the World, Who's Missing, Meet the Engine, Timothy and the Rainbow Truck. And we also have Color Match, Sodor Steamworks, Slippy Sodor, which is a reference to the series 13th episode with the same name. And we have Percy's Patterns, which I also like that they added Terrence in, which that was nice. 2 years before he actually returned into CGI. Goodbye Gordon, and here we have the Lost Treasure Racing Maze. So yeah, and we have the answers for the questions and another advertisement for the magazines. So yeah, so overall this annual was really, really good. I think it's one of my favorite ones. Like, when I first got it, I thought it was the best annual ever, and honestly, I still think to that opinion. It's not a bad one, to be honest. So yeah, that was the 2016 annual, and here we have the 2017 annual, which contains the Great Race. So yeah, here's the front, and it's another Christmas themed one, which I like. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. Features Thomas, James, and Percy. And here we have the contents. and say hello to the Steam team, which for once they didn't use the engine roll call. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just kind of getting repetitive of them using the engine roll call over and over again. And here we have too many wheels, which the actual episode is called Two Wheels Good from Series 19. So yeah. A Jigsaw picture, special delivery, inspection day, which is based on lost property from Series 19. Say hello to Steven. And here we have Slope Steven. And here we have Happy Thomas, which you can also color him. And I must say, I did a really good job on Thomas this time. So yeah. I even added those footsteps to him that he got in Series 23. Thomas Racing. Say hello to Cranky, which unfortunately I didn't color him. A Cranky Christmas, which most of these stories are from Series 19. Christmas Fun, Bouncy Balls, Who Am I? We also have some posters from The Great Race. And even 7 years later, I haven't chosen which ones to choose, like the Streamline Thomas or the ones, or this one with Gordon, Flying Scotsman, or Ashima. So yeah, say hello to Spencer, the Beast of Sodor. And I don't know why they use Emily of all characters from that episode. Like, they could have chose Dowager Hat or someone, but oh well. Here we have really useful engines. Ready, Steady, Go. Henry Spots Trouble, which is a controversial episode, by the way. And here we have Snowmen. And we have another poster, which are the Steam Team Go and Best Friends. Sorry, I'm just... Here we have Say Hello to Hero, Helping Hero. And the Fat Controller's Quiz. And here we have the answers to them. And yet again, we have another advertisement for some magazines. So yeah, overall, a really good annual, but unfortunately this is the first one not to contain any model series content at all, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Next up we have the 2018 annual, which I actually got this for Christmas back in 2017. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. And, yeah, so here's the front, and it's featuring Journey Beyond Sodor. So, yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, which we have Thomas. Here we have the contents. Meet the Steam Team. Engine Shed Spotting. Meet Sydney. Sydney Sings. And I think most of these had stories from Series 20. Story Quiz. Jigsaw Jumbo. Spot the Difference. Percy and the Sheep, which the actual episode is a very important sheep. Counting Sheep. Day at the Seaside, Dot to Dot, which you can color in Birdie, Bus Tour, Meet Caitlin, Best Engine Ever, All About You. Wait, I think this only contains one Series 20 and the story, and the rest are Series 19. So yeah, Thomas coloring, which unfortunately I didn't get the time to finish his chassis, but oh well. And here we have Hurricane's Maze, which is based on the movie that came out the same year Journey Beyond Sodor, Journey with Thomas, The Whale Rescue, which the actual episode is Toad and the Whale, Search and Rescue Spotter, Henry Goes in the Dark, another Series 20 episode, Henry Coloring, which again I didn't get the time to finish the bottom half of him. Counting Cargo, Meet Glenn. And if we're gonna have a good, oh yes we do, which is the Christmas coffee pot. And Thomas Kraft, and I forgot what the other one was that was based on this. And here we have Cranky's Game, Missing Shape Match, and All Year Round. Thomas's All Year Round. Here we have the answers to the questions, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yep, that was the 2018 annual. And this one is this one's alright, to be honest. Not the best annual, but still pretty good. And here we have the 2019 annual, and for some reason this isn't Christmas themed. Maybe it's to promote the new rebrand at the time, which was Wubba. So yeah. And speaking of that, it includes the Big World Big Adventures movie, which came out the same year. So yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back, which we have Thomas, Nia, and Rebecca, as well as the front. So yeah. And here we have the contents for the 2019 annual, and the Sodor Steam Team, which is the introduction of the new Steam Team, which obviously Nia and Rebecca. Follow the tracks and very important jobs. Frosty Trail, Search, Spot, and Shout, the fastest red engine on Sodor. Big World Adventures, Meet Nia, Animal Match, Colorful Nia, Meet Young Bao, A Really Useful Engine, Race Through China, Meet Ace, Thomas and the Dragon, which is a Series 22 episode, and this is the first annual to feature stories that have the season came out the same year, which is pretty cool. Here we have Meet Carlos, engine art, which you can draw any characters you like. And here are some examples: Yong Bao and Nia, Desert Dash, Guess Who, Flags of the World. And here we have all the different flags, which we have China, Australia, Mexico, and Britain, and pretty much the same here. And you can also create your own flags. Like, for examples here, you can create Kenya, the USA, Germany, France, and Russia. So yeah, so you can create any flags you want here. And here we have some another posters. Count Along, Journey to Sodor, Meet Rebecca, The Big Freeze, and we have Parcel Ready, Danger, Danger, Memory Game, Close Up with Thomas, Confused Coaches, excuse me, Really Useful Chart, and the answers to the questions. And we have an advertisement for the other books. So yeah. So yeah, that was the 2018 annual. Honestly, I think it's a bit better than the 2017 one, but at the same time, not that great. So yeah. And here we have the 2020 annual, which, yeah. And they're going back to the Christmas themed style, which is pretty nice. But the cover on this, it's pretty bland. It's basically just a generic nitrogen promo of Thomas, but with just animals on it. So yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back, which which we have Thomas, Rebecca, and Mia. And here we have the contents. Meet the Steam Team. Big World, Rail Trail, Snowy Spot, All About Percy, Guest with Percy, Thomas's Animal Arc, Count Along, Really Wild Art, All About Nia, which we did have information already from the last year's annual, Misty Maze, Animal Friends, Memory Quiz, Color Splash, Twisty Tracks, Meet James, Thomas in the Wild, Journey Through China, All About Rebecca, which again we had information about her in the last annual. Very Important Cargo, Naughty Trucks, Nighttime Shadows, Grumpy Gordon, Engine Numbers, Animal Mobile, which is like a mobile for basically little babies that you can put in a crib, which I find this to be pretty cool. Even though I haven't completely finished it, I still find it's pretty cool. Like the only one here, as you can see, that I colored is Thomas. So yeah. And here we have Flying Harold, Jigsaw Jumbo, 3, 2, 1, race! Spot, color, and learn. Sonar quiz, which the first time I saw this, I thought they were gonna actually use a promo of Carly, which unfortunately it's not. It's just a random screenshot of her from Ukraine on the Dock, which is her official debut. So yeah. And we have What's the Time? Kangaroo Christmas. Hot to It, sorry. Nia's close-ups. And we have Be Kind with the Steam Team. Here we have the answers and the advertisement for the books, which were shown in the last year's annual. So yeah, that was the 2020 annual. Honestly, it's pretty bland, to be honest. Not really that good. So yeah. But it does contain some somewhat okay stories, but eh. Anyways, here's the 2021 annual. And this is the last one to be released by Egmont. From the next year onwards, the future annuals will be released by Fairshare, which what I've heard from the wiki, they changed their name to Fairshare. So yeah, and this one features the 75th anniversary, which I don't know why they couldn't put it on the 2021. Because like the one from the 2010, which was released in 2009, they added the 65th anniversary. And it's also the same one for the 2015 one. Like, I don't know, it's just nitpicking. So yeah, here's the front. And this is the last one to be Christmas themed, by the way. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and we have the back. So yeah, and here we have the contents. Hello, Steam Team. Seriously, are we gonna have? How much longer are we gonna have with meeting the Steam Team? Like, are we getting sick of this already? Here we have Snowy Delivery, Search, Spot, and Count, Measure with James, Elephant Rescue, Heart of Gold, Story Quiz, Rebecca, all about Thomas, which we've heard about him millions of times already, Trouble on the Tracks, Engine Workshop, Cranky's Cargo, Panicky Percy, which I actually read this to my school one time. First I was nervous, but they seemed to pretty like my reading, despite this being a really bad episode. Catch Me If You Can, Sodor Seasons, All About Emily, Christmas Counting, Girl Power, Friends Around the World, All About Charlie, which I am glad they chose someone else other than a Steam Team member for this, and Charlie of all characters. Invent It, which we have Cleo there. Search and Rescue, All About Gordon. Troublesome Trucks, which I don't know why it's called Troublesome Trucks. Like, it could have been called Troublesome Puzzles. Like, this page has nothing to do with Troublesome Trucks at all, so pretty weird, huh? And here we have another poster, two of them. Perfect Panda, Story Tracks, Home Sweet Home, Grudge Match, Learn with Nia, Everyone's Welcome, Repeating Pattern, and Thomas Makes a Mistake, Go Green with the Steam Team, and the answers. So yeah, so overall, this annual, I don't know what to word it, to be honest. Also, I had a copy of this, which I got two copies of this. Like, I got this one from Easton's, as you can see, and the other one I got for Christmas in 2020, which the one that I got for Christmas, I gave it to my school. So yeah. Like I pretty much said to the other annuals I have, which 2012 and 2014, 2010 and 2014 in particular. But yeah, and here we have the next annual, which we're actually getting close to the end, by the way. And here we have the 2022 annual. And this is the first one to be released by Fairshare. And unfortunately, this is the last annual to have the original Thomas. And the last one to have the CGI. So yeah. So I wonder how this is going to go. So yeah, here's the front, which the front here looks... I'd say the front here is not too bad. So yeah, here we have the front, spine, and the back with the current Steam Team. And I'm actually glad that they added in Emily's new number here, which is number 12. Duh. So yeah, and here we have a map of Sodor, which I think looks really cool, not gonna lie. So yeah. And in my opinion, I think this is my favorite map of Sodor. I know it's too cartoony, but I think it looks pretty cool, if I'm being honest. So yeah, here we have the contents and the Steam Team, which I really like the artwork on this. I think it's pretty cool. Rainbow Rails, Meet Cleo, Mighty Memory, A Big Adventure, Nia's Bright Idea, Important Jobs, Girls to the Rescue, Hello Nia, Sodor Animals, Emergency Emergency, oh yeah, this promo here has Emily with her number 12. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but if you can look very closely, you can see 12 there, which is really cool. Anyways, here we have Double Trouble, Imagine It, A Snowy Surprise, Hello Young Bao, Animals Around the World, James the Super Engine, Guess with Gordon, I Can Write, Go Green, Rebecca Coming Through, Christmas Magic, Brazil Boogie, Hot and Cold, Big World Bunting, and you can also color in the pictures of each flag. So yeah. And here we have some more posters. Catch Me If You Can, Hello Thomas, Engine in Disguise, Toot Toot, Emily to the Rescue, Big World Quiz, Young Bao and the Tiger, which is also the very last international episode, mind you, and My Important Engine, Hello Happy, and we also have Happy Christmas, and we have Let's Explore, and the Goodbye page. So yeah. Also, we have the answers to each question. And here we have another map of the island of Sodor. So yeah. So this is a really good annual. A good way to end off the original annuals. And way better than the last two that we got. So yeah. And now we're on to the All Engines Go annuals, starting with the 2023 annual, which is the current year that we're in. So yeah, and this is the first one to include All Engines Go, and yeah, I wonder how this one's gonna go with All Engines Go, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have the new main cast: Thomas, Percy, Nia, Diesel, and Kana. Neither is the back, so yes. Here we have the What's Inside, which is the new one from Contents, Christmas spot. And I also really like it that they include the original ones before moving on to All Engines Go, which I think it's pretty nice. That they didn't completely neglect to add in the original ones. So yeah. So I guess this is a mix between the original series and All Engines Go, which is pretty nice. Anyways, and here we have Super Sizes, Rainy Rescue, Into the Tunnel, Race a Friend, Thomas's Fuzzy Friend, Story Quiz, Happy Chuffmas, which is, I don't really get it, but okay. Go Green, Funny Faces, Dream Team, Very Important Engine, Delivery Dash. Sorry about that, it's just the rain outside. Anyways, here we have Cleo's First Snow, Surprise Cargo, Count Along, Paint Workshop, and here we have 2 pictures, and unfortunately this is the last time we're going to see the original Thomas, and now we're going to move on to All Engines Go. So yeah, Here we have New Adventures, which you can color Thomas and Percy. And here we have the information about All Engines Go, which is basically an introduction to it, which you pretty much know. And here we have the very first episode of the series, A Thomas Promise. Here comes Thomas, Mind Maze, Loop to Loop, Fast Friends, which that will also be the very first episode of Series 2. Here Comes Percy, Party Time, which is a reference to the Series 9 song, Thomas Blasts Off. And you can also, and there's Ready Rocket Ready, sorry, and you can also join the dots to it, and I think you can color it as well. Here Comes Sandy, What a Mess, Chasing Rainbows, Here Comes Kana, and Flip Fizz Flash. Oh my god, this video's been going on for an hour now. Like, jeez. Rocking Rails, Busy Whizzing Day, Busy Whiz, and here we have See You Soon, which you can color in the, I wouldn't call it the Steam team, I'd call it the new main cast, which it's not really the Steam team anymore because Diesel and Kana aren't Steam engines, so I guess you could call it the engine team now, or whatever. Oh, hi CJ, the Bob's Burgers movie fan, 2008. What's up? And here we have the answers to each questions. And yeah. So overall, this annual is hit and miss. Hit because hit because it's still because the first half of the book contains the original Thomas, and then the second half includes All Engines Go. But yeah, so overall, this book is not that bad, to be honest. And now here we come to the last annual. Not at all. You're not rushing me at all. Anyways, here's the last annual that I have, and it's the current release. And it's the annual for 2024. Oh boy. Honestly, the front cover, I'm not really a big fan of it. It's just pretty plain, to be honest. But I do like that it contains snowflakes, which is pretty nice. So yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. Here we have Thomas, Percy, and Nia. And here we have the pages, the contents, which actually they should have called them the Biggest Adventure Club, because that's the name of the current Steam team. Well, I guess you could call it Steam Team. So yeah. And here we have Meet the Solar Squad, which this is the first annual to feature Bruno. Let's Rock and Roll, Go Go Thomas, which is a reference to the song from Hero of the Rails, and they did it again in Series 16 for some reason. And here we have Animal Antics, Hide and Surprise. Yeah. Found You, Sandy to the Rescue, Go Go Percy, Copy Color, Christmas Dash, Fast Friends, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Go Go Kana, Kind Kana, Bubble Trouble, Everybody's Welcome, Terrific, Team Awesome, Go Go Bruno, A Perfect Plan. Like, really, are they gonna keep going go 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 to each character? And I like the fact that they acknowledge that Bruno is autistic, which that is a fact. So yeah, happy birthday, Kana. Which I don't think engines have birthdays. Like, I don't think there's an episode where Kana celebrates her birthday. Like, have I missed an episode or something? Yeah, I think I have, because there's like 104 episodes of All Engines Go, and if I'm being honest, I haven't seen all of them. Like, I've seen every episode of Series 1, and I haven't seen every episode of Series 2 yet. Like, I've seen all of them, but there are some episodes that I haven't watched yet, and this is a episode idea for Series 3, but the Biggest Adventure Club, which is the debut of the new main cast, which is basically the Steam team of All Engines Go. Story quiz, which Thomas, funny close-ups, color splash, sparkling spot. Not all the time. Yeah, I know you do. I know. And the trailer came out today, and it was really good. Chris Pratt's Garfield voice could have been better, but other than that, I think the movie's going to do well. Anyways, here we have Twisty Tracks, Go Go Nia, Catch Me If You Can, again, Wild Weber, Racing Rainbows, Overnight Stop, and here we have some other posters, Spooky Shadows, Bruno's Big Challenge, and here we have Better Together, and here we have the answers to each question. So yeah, and have you guys forgotten something? Like, I didn't notice this until I got that there isn't a single pay. I believe that's pretty expected by this point because it was the new norm. It's a bit like people getting upset of not including the models of Thomas in later annuals, but over time we got used to the CGI. Yeah, it's basically this all over again, and in time we're probably going to get used to it, but we'll see. So yeah, that was the 2024 annual. Well, you're not wrong. I'm just trying to move the books in the middle again. So yeah, that concludes my Thomas and Friends annual collection. And I've counted this prior to this video, and I have 15 annuals of this. 15 annuals. Like, wow. That's quite a lot. So yeah, and a few days ago, I seen a picture for the 2025 annual, and so far the cover of it is, I think the cover looks nice. Like, the cover has Thomas, Percy, Kana, Mia, and Bruno, which looks pretty promising. And it has the colors of the rainbow as well, which again, I'll get that next year and do an update one from this for this. I think I said it at the beginning, but the reason why I don't do it is because I have too much stuff happening in life at the moment, but that's a different story. As I was saying, yeah, if I have to pick a favorite annual out of the 15, then I'd probably say, that's a tough one, probably the 2011 annual and the 2016 one. Yeah, those ones were pretty good. So yeah, and again, I might get past annuals, like the 2015 one, the other years from the 2000s, and the ones from the 20th century. Hopefully in the future I'll get them, but I'm not having my hopes on too high. I'm definitely getting the 2025 annual next year, that's for sure. But the other ones, we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, yes I am. But for some reason, Pixar made the stupidest decision to push it back to 2025. Like, I don't know why they did that. Like, come on, Pixar, why did you have to push it back to 2025? Like, that was pretty stupid, if you ask me. Uh, why don't you save those questions for my Ask series? And speaking of which, I'm thinking of bringing it back in December. Like, I'll give out a date soon, but it'll be coming back in December. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, so that's all for now. Stay tuned for some, and I can't believe how long this video is. Like, an hour and 11 minutes. Wow, probably one of the longest videos I've made, to be honest. Like the last one that was this long was I think it was the Smiths 2019 catalog was the longest one. My God, you wouldn't believe how long this one is. Whoa. So yeah, I'm gonna end it off here. So yeah, that's all for now. Stay tuned for some more videos coming up soon, and this is me signing off.